Malone.
And it's time to wake up with Rhinebeck Bank.
What a great Monday it is today. We're so excited to have Stephen Tinkelman, managing member of Tinkelman Architecture right here in the Hudson Valley.
Yes, can't wait to learn about the projects he's worked on, and definitely a staple business in our community. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Mr. Stephen Tinkelman. Yes. Hello.
Good to see you.
Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today, Stephen. Please have a seat.
Fantastic.
So I'm going to put him on the spot to start this interview today. And I know you've worked on so many different projects here in the Hudson Valley. I'm curious, what's your favorite?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, thanks for that. A good way to start an interview. That's like choosing your favorite child. You know?
That's a good answer.
It is.
Thank you. Well, I think maybe the right answer could be that you don't have a favorite one. Maybe the last one was your favorite one, but you have good memories from a lot of different projects. And so you learn something different each time. You carry forward from each one. We've been lucky. We've done projects from 911 centers to Adams Ferricker Farms has been one of our customers, so we've done their stores. Rhinebeck Bank is actually, we've done some branches for Rhinebeck Bank, so we've been honored to do that. But no favorite project.
It's very interesting because the projects you're describing are very different. Adams has a very unique look and brand, and how do you differentiate the vision that they have and kind of put it on paper and then put it out there?
Another tough question. We're a design firm, and so you kind of approach each project a little differently. We're a generalist firm. We do a lot of commercial stuff. We do a lot of mixed-use projects, some institutional stuff. And part of it, the secret of a good project, I think, is a good conversation with your client. A good dialogue, a good program, so you know what the goals are. And once the goals are defined, it's a lot. It's critical to know that. What are we really trying to accomplish?
Because you're trying to interpret what their vision is and make it a reality.
Correct.
Okay.
Wow. That's right.
And that, from my opinion, is probably the most difficult thing that you're doing on your end. So what does your creative process look like?
Well, it's funny because if you go and buy a shirt, you can touch the shirt, you can try it on, you can feel it, you see the color and the material. When you're selling an architectural service, you're really starting with nothing. So the process is really one of conversation in the beginning. One is you really try to set down the goals, the parameters of really what you're trying to achieve, and you go from there. So, I think it's seeing the site, it's feeling the site, it's understanding those goals, as I mentioned, and I think you go from there.
Okay, good.
Fantastic. And what sets you guys apart from other firms in the area?
Well, there's good firms in the area. We're a design firm, and we're kind of a left brain, right brain organization where on one hand you're being creative and you're trying to make the most from a creative point of view to make a building special and to make it sustainable and to make it functional and all that. The other side of it, the right brain side of it, is really the business side. How do you manage all the entitlement processes? How do you control a budget? How do you make sure that you're hitting all those goals that you established? Not easy.
Yeah,
I can imagine, and in your line of work, collaboration's probably something that's incredibly important. Working with, whether it's different contractors and builders, and how does that look in your business?
Well, absolutely right. Good point. I mean, from the collaborations within our staff, I'm very blessed to have some very good people that are working for us. But you need engineers, you need contractors, and there's a lot of good people in the Hudson Valley, thank goodness.
Yes, I think we have a lot of great people here. What are some of the challenges that you're seeing now with new businesses and new projects coming into the area? Any new challenges?
Lots of new challenges. The economy is tough. The cost of construction is increasing. The making sure that there's all the water, sewer, infrastructure stuff. Getting through planning boards. I think planning boards are a lot more helpful than they were 5 years ago.
That's interesting to know.
Yeah. So it's managing a whole process. It's very complicated.
Sure.
Wow, and you're a part of that whole process.
Try to be.
That's great.
So what's on the horizon for Tinkelman Architecture?
Well, we have a couple of great projects. We're starting another urban development, redevelopment project in the city of Poughkeepsie called the Pelton Manor. We're continuing to work on our Van Wagner Place project.
Tell us about Van Wagner. Very exciting.
Well, we moved into a neighborhood and ended up, after we moved in, saw some opportunities to apply our trade. So there were 5 or 6 existing buildings, and we renovated them, put uses into them. We have about 40,000 square feet of commercial space, and pretty much it's all taken. We have real nice apartments. We have 27 apartments, and I think we have 1 vacancy, and we've only been on the market for 3 or 4 months.
Wow.
So we've been really blessed with the response we've gotten from that. It's really taken a part of Poughkeepsie that was kind of an older industrial area and turning it into kind of a trendy place to live that so far seems to be taking off.
And it's really exciting for Poughkeepsie to have these new projects coming in, and the mixed-use concept, I think, is such a great idea.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the mixed-use concept and how you brought that to that location.
Well, I think the mixed use is becoming more of a popular kind of a project type. I think people like to live where they can go and have a cup of coffee or have dinner or to work, or walk to things that maybe it's more of an urban model, but you're seeing more and more that that's a trend, whether it being in the Hudson Valley or all over the country.
So where can people find out more information about Van Wagner?
There's a website. We're on Facebook. You can come visit. I'm glad to give a tour, and
I have to tell you, I had the opportunity to visit and a couple months back, and it is spectacular. Something to see for sure.
Great.
Well, thank you very much.
And where can we find out more about Tinkelman Architecture?
Well, we also have a website and all that stuff. So there's a good way to get an introduction, but it gives an idea of the different types of projects that we do and some of the people that work in the company and all that good stuff.
Fantastic, and a very good friend of Rhinebeck Bank. Thank you so much for coming out today and for being a guest. So we're very, very proud to have you.
Well, thank you. Thank you I love being in the green room here. So thank you very much.
Thanks again for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow, that was so fantastic. I want to thank Stephen Tinkelman from Tinkelman Architecture for joining us today. It was great to learn about his business and also him personally.
Yes, and Van Wagner Place, if you haven't checked it out, please do. It is an awesome new facility and only 1 unit left.
1 unit left.
That's right. Check us out next Monday at 8 a.m. at wakeuprhinebeck.com. We'll see you next week.
See you then.
Bye.